Okay, so nobody's getting the truth from the mainstream media, folks. It's well past time to open your eyes, your ears, and your mind. Do your own research because something isn't right here. And if you can't see that, you are not paying attention, folks.
It's the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations.
So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to zero. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to zero. Now that's back from high school algebra, but let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
The important message that we need Australians to get vaccinated as quickly as possible. In line with that, I do encourage all Australians to please go and book your vaccinations as soon as you can if you haven't already done so.
Emma, get away!
When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
Okay, we need to stand up against this tyranny, folks. Stop giving away your freedoms and liberties, because the more you give up, the more these people will take until you have absolutely nothing left. That's their agenda. Look out. We got a problem. We have a problem, Houston. Houston, problem.
There you go.
Hey, viewers, how are you? Stay tuned, stay awake. Hey, there you go. Where'd I find that T-shirt? Wife found it for me. That's an old one from, anyway.
Yeah, from somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, here we are. Are we awake? Because stay tuned, guys. It's yeah, it is, as we've said, it's really heating up. Now, number one, see Joel's come out, right, about the money from Trump thing and said they were scammed and this, that, and the other and whatever happened, okay? But, Joel, you also said that everyone in Sydney had paid out. Well, I got 6 tickets that I paid for and Guru hasn't had a refund, bloke. I got the receipts, okay? So, yeah, I'm just wondering about that. We have got his website, his new email here, guys. We'll whack it into the comments. And, yeah, if anyone hasn't paid, because you're saying everyone from Sydney's been paid, so we just know we haven't, guys. All right. But anyway, that's life. Let's see where it goes. Right. We got a special guest on the show tonight, a farmer. Grant, we'll bring him on in a minute. I'll just have a little bit of a run in here, guys. So we've had, you know, they needed this. They got computer simulation predicting that the vaccine saved thousands, guys. Well, my comment to that one is that they'd need computer simulation, because if they went for the truth, they'd never come out with that frigging result. It killed thousands. We know it. They're about to find out, and they are finding out. Share the show, guys. Hit the button right now, will you? Get it out there everywhere. Yeah, because, yeah, as I say, I can't even believe, yeah, we're going pretty well tonight anyway. Let's not talk about that. Okay, so, look. There's just so many signs out there now, again, guys, and this is a good one just to be talking to people about it on why. You know, all this heart care. Book your cardiologist now. They're just normalizing, all right, the fact that everyone needs a cardiologist. Well, we never needed one until the freaking jibby jab come out. We all know it. But they're just normalizing it, bro. It's another good discussion, guys, all right? It's something we have to cover. Right, they're ramping up the laws with the cops over the last couple of days with what we've seen, guys, what we've talked about. Expect another one. I'm telling you, get ready. All right. I don't think two's enough for these guys. All right. This is all all by design. We can go into this later in the space, guys. There's a space on tonight. We don't have the time on the show, but yeah, let's talk about Operation Gladio tonight, and just what the hell is going on here in Australia. Okay, so they're ramping up the laws for cops. Security guards are going to have batons, capsicum spray, soft handcuffs. So I suppose they're talking about Nylec ties. So the security guards are going to start, getting tough now and locking people up. All right. We know what they're doing with these events, guys. Okay, now, isn't it funny? All right, we're doing some thinking and some chatting today and that, but isn't it funny when I thought that, when we see these so-called military, let's call them, what are they? Training, what are they calling them? They're calling them, no, they're calling them exercises. Yeah, we're calling them, more operations, all right? But, if you go back and have a look, guys, you'll find there's a bit of an overlap with supposed operations or exercises going on and false flag events, especially of late. So as I said, we can discuss a bit of that tonight, in the space. But yeah, it's we know their playbook, guys. All right, we are so good at reading this now. Yeah, training exercises. Yeah, sure. Anyway, we can chat about that a bit later. All right, now. Also, brain acidity and they're pumping these guys. I've been watching the mainstream on my computer, just flicking over while I've been, doing other things and that. And this is what they're hammering. Brain acidity linked with multiple neurological disorders. Well, of course there is. You pump the acid into everyone with your frigging bioweapons, haven't you? We don't know what you pumped into us. Well, we do. All right. You don't want to admit it, but we know heaps of things you pumped into us. But again, here they are. They're out blaming brain acidity. All right, is linked. We know what's linked here, guys. It's them poisoning the water, poisoning our food, poisoning our clothing, poisoning our band-aids, poisoning our kids. Anyway, now they're telling us that the old barrier reef's in trouble again. What a load of bullshit. We've had a horror summer. What a load of crap. Horror summer what? Fuck. And therefore the Great Barrier Reef's bleaching. So, stop farting, people. It's not the cows anymore. It's probably you laying back in the couch with your feet up, on the chair. They're drinking a coffee, letting them rip at will, watching Guru on the TV. Hey, wheel it up. Enough. I don't know. So we had another music festival canned as well, guys. All right. Why? Because of the costs. They can't afford the security, the cops they need. They can't afford the manual labor to put up all the gazebos and stuff from the hire companies. They can't afford this. They can't afford that. Right? This is what these guys are doing. They're screwing you, right? They're hoping to be back in 2025. This one was at, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Maroochydore. Yeah, I think Maroochydore. But anyway, yeah, this is what's going to go on, guys. All right, you telling Melissa to stop it. Right, he's part of the problem. Klaus and that are complaining about, mate. Okay,
they're called freedom farts.
Get him off the beans, and he'll stop the freedom farts. There you go. Righto. Yeah. So now it looks like, and hopefully they are. Ben Cohen, the guy who was originally accused of on Sunrise of being the the Bondi terrorist dude. Well, we now know it was Joel Couchy, right? So it looks like Ben Cohen's going to take a lawsuit out. So good on you, Ben. Go get him. All right. It's, it's just not the mainstream media anymore, guys. It's, as we were talking about pre-stage, it's the lapdog media. All right. Because they are just lapdogs, right, to the New World Order. That's it. Bottom line. Lapdogs. Do everything they say. All right. So Rio Tinto has come out to say that the global environment is actually resistant, okay, and that inflation's actually on the decline. Now, Rio Tinto, I wouldn't expect anything else from you, all right? I asked the question, Rio Tinto, what do you know about Operation Gladio? Because I know about Rio Tinto and Operation Gladio. They go hand in hand, don't they, folks? Anyway, we got a lot to unravel, guys. All right. There's so much, talking to people, working out stuff, guys, and talking to ex-military people that have been in this game and, know what's going on, man. Okay. We got a battle on, guys. And right. We're ready for it. We're right for it. Okay. And, we're in it. Okay, so I'm hearing of road and bridge blockades over in America. I can't vet it, guys, but I'm hearing that over there. Okay, now something I missed. Oh, the anniversary of the Bay of Pigs, actually today. If anyone doesn't know about that, you need to look into it. That's the training of the Cuban mercenaries to take out their own country. Just another, if I started, guys, it'd take me 10 minutes to get through it. So anyway, forget about that. But it is the anniversary tomorrow, as in today in America, of the Bay of Pigs. So if you don't know about that, go on. Maybe someone will come on the space tonight and have a chat about it. I know a little bit. Okay, just in, Telegram founder, Pavel Durov sat down with Tucker. So Tucker again, guys, okay, we don't know what we're getting told here, okay, but, he just talks about how he got pressure from the US government and the FBI, et cetera, et cetera. So, Trump, like in Brooklyn, Brooklyn on the streets, they're cheering him. They're singing the Star Spangled Banner. All right, he's won everyone, guys. It's on. Okay, they can't stop it. Okay, they cannot stop what is coming. All right, so yeah. All right. Okay, so there's a little bit of a wrap up of what's happening. Let's get Grant into the show and Cazz into the show and find out what's happening on the farmers front, guys. So yeah, come in, Grant. Welcome, Cazz. What's going on?
Me, Cazz, am I up
hey,
there?
mate, you're in now, mate. Yep, you've just got in. Here we go. Couple of technicals. Okay. Yeah, you're right, Grant. So how are you, buddy? Welcome to the show. You're obviously a farmer. We can tell that. We know that, and I've already said that. So let's get straight into it and talk about what's going on in the farming district out there. Cazz is a farmer, so she'll be interested in this. All right. An ex-farmer comes from a farming family.
Yeah, as most of us once did, I suppose. But yeah, I'm about 3.5 hours west of Newcastle on the Great Dividing Range, and the family's been out here for quite some time. And I went off and did a few other things. So full disclosure, I am ex-military, Dave. So that ties into what you're saying before, but that's another rabbit hole to go down. But yeah, came back farming and have family and all that sort of stuff, and mind our own business. And I don't know what's happened over the decades to get us to the point we're at now and where I am now, but it's a long way from where I sort of grew up in that sort of traditional farming family. And I don't know, it probably started when I was in the military, but then like everyone, I mean, the COVID thing was just over the top, unbelievable, still unbelievable. I mean, to swallow it, you'd have to be blind, deaf, dumb, everything. And I can't believe how many people did or seem to. And since then, as I say, we've been hyper alert to everything. And, we're all down different rabbit holes, but I'm just stunned at it. I mean, where do we go from here? I mean, the war on meat, war on farming is just one aspect of it. That's what I call it. And we're fighting the renewable energy zones and the turbines and solar panels and power lines. And again, that's just another aspect of it, because there's no way we'll ever get the power we need out of that stuff to sustain all of it. So either we're going to have blackouts or we're going to have less demand for electricity forced on us somehow, which, however you Machiavellian way you want to think about that, we're going to be short of power. So,
or we'll be buying it
from it all ties together.
Or we'll be buying it from China.
Again.
Or we'll be buying it from China.
The end state game is to give you something that they can just collapse, you know what I mean, and bring society down. But yeah, buy it from China, whatever. But yeah, it's just a ridiculous scenario, Grant. Carry on.
Yeah, well, so many of us, I mean, part of the reason I'm back doing this is, I mean, a lot of us want to work for ourselves, or you want to be independent. That doesn't mean necessarily you want to be off grid or, that sort of thing. It just means that you want to be your own boss and drive your own bus and not be dictated to all the time. And I think most farmers are fairly independent people. That's probably an understatement. So you don't like being beholden to people for your life. And your inputs that you need, the essential stuff, or stuff that you consider essential, by the 21st century, like electricity. But that goes for, all the other imposts on what you've got to do. They start telling you more and more what you've got to do with the husbandry of your stock, what you've got to do to sell your stock, and to stay in the system. you've got to comply more and more with things that they put on you. A bit like getting a fishing license. I mean, you didn't need a fishing license once, but now you do. So now you've got something they can take off you, and farming and everything. They stick their fingers into everything. And so many of us just want to, go about our business, do what we want to do what we do it well, and be left alone. But they just insist on not leaving us alone.
So is the average farmer, I'll let you in, Cazz, now, but is the average farmer that's selling their property to have these, farms put in, or access to these farms, or the solar panels, they're obviously just blindsided with propaganda and good smelling deals to actually fall for this, or what is it,
I don't know, because honestly, the people around here I don't talk to anymore, some of those people. But I think, honestly, they signed in ignorance. I mean, what happens is the proponents come out to a new area and they door knock, they contact people, and they try and sign up a few key landowners, a bit like anchor tenants, and they sign them up to an option agreement. They promise them the world. I don't know what sort of deals they give them, but they don't tell them the full story. But they sign them up. Once you signed up, the options have confidentiality agreements, so they can't even discuss it with their neighbour, and they can't tell anyone they've signed up. And so they sign up a few people like that, and then they'll have a public meeting or a public consultation meeting, and they'll sell it as a done deal, like, oh yeah, we're going to have so many turbines and they're all going here, and it's like they try and sell it, and that's normally the first time anyone in the broader community knows about it. And so, and from then on, it's a rearguard action. You're fighting the proponent, a big corporation, lots of money behind it, and these people are experts. They do it everywhere. They use the same cheat sheet or advertising, the same keywords, same procedure, the same method all around the world, like all this other stuff. And the government's got their back, and it divides the community from the get-go, because once people are signed up, well, they want it to go ahead because they were guaranteed money in 3 years, and everyone that doesn't want it wants it to stop. And so, if it goes ahead, half the community's cheesed off, and if it doesn't go ahead, well, the other half's cheesed off, and it divides the community, and that's irreparable. I can't see that ever being fixed in our community in a generation. I mean, it's going to take decades or longer, and that happens to every community where they come, and that's their procedure. They sneak in, sign up a few people, and then it's a fight
so
from
where
that
do you
moment
think,
forward.
Firstly, where do you think the arm wrestle is then? Is it how, is the people who are signing up, against you, people who know what's coming and are awake? How's the arm wrestle between you guys? What's going on out there to try and battle it?
Well, like most people, you don't want confrontation. I mean, you sort of avoid it, I suppose. It's hard to shirt front your neighbour, but you do actively avoid each other, or avoid, I don't know, bringing it to a head. I don't know what they're thinking, really. I think some of them reconsider after a while when, things don't go to plan and they learn more about it. But generally, yeah, I just think they sign up in genuine ignorance to start with. They're not told the full story, and they're offered a good lot of money, and they're being told by the government, the media, and everyone that it's the right thing to do because they're going to save the planet if they do it, or something. Even though, that's just total BS. I mean, it's not going to work that way. I mean, these things are totally counterproductive. I mean, this is my hot topic at the moment, because obviously I'm involved with this up to my neck at the moment, have been living it for 3 or 4 years, fighting power lines and this sort of stuff, and I'm involved with a number of groups. The National Rational Energy Network was the group that organised the rally in Sydney in November, and then down in Canberra on the 6th of Feb. So we organised that, and it was interesting in that we got a bit of flack because, we didn't get enough farmers there, and it was meant to be a big, some people saw it as being a big farmers rally, but that wasn't our words. I mean, we had all the coastal groups on side, and it was everyone that's affected by the bullshit renewables. And maybe we should have teed off more on the activity in Europe and tried to get more farmers and more action. But I mean, I know what farmers are like, and it's a long way to Canberra. And if you hung your hat on just getting farmers there in tractors and trucks, you're going to end up disappointed. I mean, back in February 22, when everyone was down there, I mean, it took 2.5 years of abuse to get to that point. and unfortunately, most farmers aren't at that point yet.
Well, we've had 2.5 years of death and abuse and tyranny. So, everyone's got to eventually have to wake up to it and stand up to it. And I believe that now is the time. So, yeah, there is no time now for just sitting back and, so, yeah, we've got to be the voice. We are the climate change that they're talking about. It's us people, and we've got to keep our foot on the on the throttle, and keep moving forward. So, yeah, I mean, look, they're coming at you in all different areas. How, we probably, we know what the problems are. What's the solutions, Grant? Do you know of any? What's happening out there?
What's the solution? Yeah, I mean, I keep struggling with that one myself. I mean, trying to find a strategy and going back to what you said about people and pushing. I mean, I saw Wade speak Billboard Battalion last weekend up at Wallabadar, and Jody and those guys are doing what they think and what they know from their experience, and we're all the same, I think, and that's what it means. I think everyone's on a journey from not being awake to being awake, and some of us we're all in different spots. And so you sort of said a bit of it pre-show. I think you need people moving with us, and I agree. We've got to take everyone with us, but you don't want to turn them off. Like you can't. Everyone's different. You got to use your nous on how you engage with people. And I don't think you don't want to alienate people. Like I say, we don't have financial power. We don't have judicial, legal power. We don't have political power. All we've got is people power. So we need to bring people with us, but they're all at a different stage of the journey. So we have to be aware of that. And there's no point offending someone to the point where they're going to run away from you. I mean, everyone's different. You've got to judge it, but you've got to help them on the journey, but we don't want to turn them off, Yeah.
No, look, it's a delicate thing we're playing. We're doing adjustments on our website and different things like that all the time. You know what I mean? But, but we got something out there, stoptherotsacktheLot.org, and it's, we want it to be the one-stop shop where you can just go and get the links to people, get the links to here, get the links to there, go and print your stuff, get out in your neighborhood, do one street. You know what I mean? Just one street, print out 10 copies and go and do your street.
Yeah, well, you definitely engage with people. I mean, you try and engage with people, and in this, getting back to the renewable stuff, it's funny, or the non-renewables. I mean, not funny, but it's great in a way. One of the best parts of what I've been doing is meeting the people and other people that are affected around the country, because you sit at home and you watch the news or listen to the radio, if you do that, and you think you're the only one because they don't talk about any of this stuff there. But then when you get out and meet people around the country, you realise how many people, view things the same way as you. And now from the Canberra rally, I mean, I got called, the shallow end of the gene pool and right-wing Nazi sort of by the main media people. And then the other extreme, I'm getting calls from people telling me I'm Masonic filth. So, everyone sees you differently depending on where you are in the journey, whether you're ahead or behind. And but it's great meeting people that are awake. They are aware. They might be at different points, but there's a lot of people out there that are switched on in the anti-renewables battle that are very similar to us. Even though they might not come across, they really are.
Grant, are you associated with any other websites so that I can put them up on here?
Other websites? My wife runs the Uabri Tungi Lane Alliance Facebook page, which everyone has a lot of good info and gets copied across to lots of other sites. NREN itself.
What was the name of that? Sorry.
Has UARBRY.
Yep.
Tungi, TONGY Lane Alliance. If you go there, it'll link out to most of the other active groups around the country. So talk about strategy. I don't know.
Yep.
We do.
Go.
Yeah, look, I don't know. I haven't got any silver bullet solution, I don't think. We've just all got to do what we can do. And so I say no and do no. Like, don't just comply by default, drag your heels, put up a fight and push back where you can. use their own system against you in many ways. We're doing that by writing submission.
Exactly, and that's what they do to us, and you would have copped a bit of flack down there, and I can probably explain a bit of that side for you, you know what I mean? Why? Because then, some in the freedom fighter movement would have this this vision or this view, and that is because we've had enough of the politicians, mate, and that's all that really spoke at that rally, so I'll be up front. That's why the attitude would come, because we see all the farmers coming and all we've got on stage is politicians. These guys are the reason that we're in the trouble that we're in. So that is the attitude of a lot of us people. Bugger them. They've done nothing. Why would you, and this is where we are. And you say people are in different stages of the battle. Most of our viewers are right up here in this stage where we've had enough of politicians, man. We really have. Yeah. So, just to let you know where that view would come from.
Yeah, look, I agree. I initially... Well, I didn't envisage having that many politicians to start with, and we didn't have that many in Sydney. We had more community speakers. It was a better balance. But a similar thing happened in Sydney, but more so in Canberra. Is once we got a sort of a critical mass, and once it got a certain profile, they all wanted to, all these politicians came out of the woodwork wanting to speak.
Yeah,
and
of course, that's called
we've got a committee. It wasn't just, so. Some of them we did invite to speak, or we did invite to speak initially because we were going to Canberra. So we thought, well, we'll get them out there and see who turns up. But we definitely had people, extras that, we got overwhelmed with a bit. But we were in Canberra. So, that was the manner of the beast, I think.
No, look,
I don't know.
No, thanks, Grant. Look, everyone, it's death by 1,000 paper cuts, mate. We're well up in the 950 range, I think. This thing cannot continue to keep going like it's going. So, we wish all you farmers luck. If we can help you promoting anything, that's what we're here to do. And, thank you for fighting for whatever you're fighting for out there, mate. And, let's just come together and get it done. Because once we stop it all, then we can come together and work out what we want.
I'm fighting for it the same reasons you are. I mean, I've got kids. And if we don't fight, well, they're going to have a worse future than what, I want them to have at least the same opportunities in life and everything as I have. And that, that's why I'm sticking my head up just like you are, maybe not as high, but I'm sticking my head up trying to make a change. And as I said, I don't have a silver bullet solution, except that, if they get their way, they're going to lose some skin on the way through.
Yeah, resistance is victory, though. Every time we stand up and we resist, we win. So,
all right, Grant. Look, thanks very much for dropping in, mate. Anytime you need anything, getting out there, just keep us up in touch. And very lovely to have you on the show, mate. We'll talk to you soon, eh?
Yep, good listening in. Cheers. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, it's everywhere. It's every part of our community, mate. The farmers are the same. You know what I mean? It's just like they're just crushing us everywhere, guys. You know what I mean? Every place. So it's everyone's going to have to stand up together. We know that. And that's what we're trying to do. Is why we're pushing the website hard, guys. And there's more stuff coming to it. All right, it's going to be your go-to shop, your one-stop freedom shop. Not a shop, but you can't buy nothing there. Except information, and you get it for free. There you go. No ifs, no buts, no special fucking, steak knives. With every order, you get nothing but the truth. So if you don't like the truth, stay away. Okay. Thanks, guys.
Okay. Someone's just said that they sent me pictures in a message, but I don't know that I actually got them. And no, I didn't. All right. So... all right. Well, look, let's get started on the news because we've got heaps of news to get through, and it's all centered around what's just been happening. First of all, let's kick off with this. Actually, I might just bring this one in because we're kind of out of time. All right. Now, congratulations to Nick Patterson, who has had a big win today. There's been a judge who has deemed all of the evidence the prosecution were relying on as inadmissible. So this means that they can no longer prosecute the case against them. So well done for that. Okay, now we have this situation that has been developing, of course, further on from the stabbings. Let's have a look at this.
Guy who's next to me, James, who was a customer locked in the store with me, And we just go, whoa, and we quickly pull her in, lock the door. He stands up, and we're like, I don't know if he's going to see us. I don't know what's going to happen. And he didn't. He stands up very casually, pretty calmly, runs past the store down to the corner, and just a lady just completely, yeah. And then we kind of looked up and realized that the two security guards that had walked past us minutes ago, just kind of unassumingly, unsure what happened, were also both on the floor right in front of us. And I think one of them has since died as well. But I saw a photo today of him like in front of a surfboard, and to be honest, him in person looked about 25 kilos lighter. I was like, that's not the same guy. But yeah, seemed pretty calm, and like he was sort of lightly jogging as he was carrying out this thing, and it was pretty odd to see him run past. There's a weird stillness to him, to be honest.
Well, now isn't that interesting from an eyewitness? Isn't that extremely interesting?
Very, very interesting.
Now, the other interesting thing that has developed, of course, is there's actually quite a lot that has developed that's extremely interesting. And let's have a look at this. So what's happened is Maria Z has reported that a one-page pamphlet pushed under the doors of some of the Westfield tenants last Wednesday reads, "If there's an active armed offender, escape, hide and tell." Now, what did they know? What did they know?
I wonder what they knew.
What did they know?
I asked the question, is there some sort of military so-called operation or training going on? No wonder. No wonder if there is. Well, I know there is. But anyway.
Well, that's right. Now, the other thing that has happened, of course, with the news, the lapdog media, as we are now calling them, and so doing so because they deserve the name, they've earned it, is a couple of things on Twitter, of course. So this is Ian Miles Chong. He's from a famous duo called Cheech and Chong. And what has happened with him is the Australian Safety Commissioner wants him to delete all of the videos and photos of the two mass stabbings in Sydney. So now here's the unbelievable, like unbelievable. So yeah, so anyway, they want him to take it down because of course it's too traumatizing. I'm wondering, Dave, you might know better. Is it because people are finding anomalies within the video footage that are out? For example, it may have been the angle, but was there an anomaly of somebody trying to give resuscitation CPR on somebody's stomach? Was there an anomaly of a body being moved, which police would not do that? Was there an anomaly, for example, of a witness seeing somebody and then seeing the Facebook photo and going, hang on a minute, he did not look like that? Now, we're not saying it didn't happen, okay? But when you've got this person here saying this, stuff like this.
Police and community leaders have been battling misinformation spreading around the web, inciting community members to rush to particular religious facilities and mosques and churches on the hint or the rumour of some kind of violent activity taking place. Look, it's very dangerous. We want to work with the Commonwealth Government on shutting down some of the accounts that cause particular trouble overnight, but I'm not going to lie about it or sugarcoat it. It's very difficult to maintain community cohesion when outright lies are spread within the community, inciting the worst fears of particularly young people. That's what we hope to do. Several of the sites were actually given to us by religious community leaders this afternoon in a meeting that.
All right.
Come on, man. Really?
Let's keep the hashtag we blame you going, okay? Because there's a number of things here that we deserve some answers with regards to this, okay?
Just a bit of transparency. Just a bit of transparency, just a little bit, so just get something in there and bust the door open.
Websites spreading misinformation. Does he mean like the government websites that spread the misinformation about the COVID?
No, he means our website.
No, that's exactly right. So now the people, we've also had these kinds of reports. I just want to go divert a little bit off here as well, because you've got here. You've also had this Sydney Islamic scholar Abu Usaid. Jihad is definitely part of our religion. Okay, now we've had reports of these jihadis that are trying to incite their flock and things like that, and for the Muslims in that community that have called it out and said and apologized for the bad behavior and that sort of stuff. Good on you. Okay, these people, you're just if you go down this line, you're going to be used as pawns. Okay, it's as simple as that. And you will give the government what they want, and what they want is to legislate against us, all of us. They want the disinformation bill, they want the facial recognition and digital ID bill, and they also want to be able to do warrantless searches. And you're the community that they're going to target first if you go down that line. Believe me, don't do it, okay? So to all of the people that are basically calling for calm, well done. We appreciate that. This has to be done peacefully. But speaking of that as well, we've got this situation now. Well, this has not been vetted.
What do you think about this, folks? We can't vet this, guys, but look, there is a link in that there. So, I don't know, but yeah, go on, Cazz.
It says, so nurses have been receiving this text message today. Urgently hiring, interested in working as a medical assistant for an upcoming crisis assignment. Work with the most elite crisis response unit and earn up to $3,175. Must be available on or around April 26th. Don't wait, apply now. So now if that is false, can somebody please let us know, because we weren't able to vet it because we didn't have the resources to be able to do that. But if you can do that, then absolutely, if you can prove it either one way or the other, that would be tremendous help to us. So
it's head on a swivel, guys. I'm telling you, it is head on a swivel.
That's right. Now, this let us not forget. Now, Chris Mins is they're asking for extraordinary powers.
I should apply for it. Yeah, I probably should.
You should. You should. Okay, so they've also we showed the article last night about how they need extraordinary powers for 2 weeks. Anyone remember 2 weeks to flatten the curve? Let's just have a little flashback here.
These rules, and they are as simple as they can be, then we will get through this together and we will get to the other side of it quicker. Melbourne is city to have endured the world's longest lockdown.
Okay, they're shooting. They're now shooting.
It's painful, but it is absolutely appropriate.
Yeah, we're just at the intersection of Victoria.
These are the people who want extra powers. You have to be kidding me. You have to be absolutely kidding me. Now, on top of that, we have this situation.
Attack. The United States has issued a travel alert for Australia. Claudia Vodoljak is at the US Embassy in Canberra. Claudia, what's the advice?
The embassy is urging US citizens in Australia to be extra careful, to avoid demonstrations and areas with significant police activity. The alert was issued within the last day. It reads, in the aftermath of the horrific incident at Bondi Junction, the US mission to Australia is reminding citizens to remain vigilant, be aware of surroundings and practice personal security. Going on to say, as this incident showed, dangerous events can occur in the most unexpected of areas. Those visiting popular tourist places should pay extra attention to their surroundings. Australia is right now dealing with two highly distressing events that have not only shocked us as a nation, but clearly...
All right. So, look, we're on 38 and I really want to get this in. But listen to Dr... Yeah, go.
None of us are shocked, and you'll see that the cops are now out to bring in, I think we've got a clip somewhere, we might know it in the studio, but yeah, cops are about to bring in a heap more people, guys, from overseas to rule you. Okay, that's what they're going to do. They're going to spend millions of dollars to bring in cops to stand over you.
It is, and look, here's the thing. It's actually not just cops. Apparently the army is suffering a shortfall. So here's Richard Marles. And this is a report by Australians versus the Agenda. And it's basically Richard Marles has unveiled a $50 billion defence spending increase over the next decade. He says that it's due to the shortfall of 4,400 recruits. He's considering starting a migration program. Now, the migration program, they're now bringing in 100,000 a month. So, Immigration Watch are lobbying for a pause in immigration until the housing crisis is resolved, and I think that's one possible way forward.
Well, that's not what they think. They got a plan, guys. We got a plan. All right, they're pushing hard with their plan, and we need to fight back hard with our plan, guys. That's the bottom line.
All right, I want to get this in because this is a good reminder of everything that they were talking about, and Dr. Phil has said it succinctly.
This COVID hit, it was pretty frenetic for everybody. In the beginning, nobody knew what was going on. And when they said, we're going to take a time out here, we're going to ask everybody to really stay home, withdraw, shut the door, and that's going to slow the roll. That's going to slow this thing down. You remember that? And then all of a sudden, a few weeks turn into months, and months turn into 2 years. You expect there to be a plan, a readiness plan, that takes into account all the collateral damage that can come from doing something like that. And then you start seeing all of these problems, and you hear people say, well, we did the best we could with what we knew. No, they did not. They knew better. And if they didn't know better, they damn well should have known better. That's what they're paid to do.
Well,
all right. He goes on to talk about the details of the locking down, the psychological effects and things like that, which we don't have time to play. But it was particularly.
We all know about it, guys, because we're witnessing it. You are seeing it out there now, right? Amongst the normies with their sickness and their death, and their things aren't going right, and their brain fog, their isolation when they, come to terms with what they could have done to them and their families. All right, it's going to get rocky, guys. I'm telling you, it's going to get rocky. I'm letting you know.
And just on that too, as well, because we've been talking about the media tonight. Check this out. Elon Musk has tweeted this. Now, Elon Musk has 126 million followers, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, look, he's referred to it as a legacy media. Well, it may be the legacy media in the United States. In Australia, it's a lapdog media, let me tell you.
Yep.
And they simply can't compete with the hundreds of millions of humans providing real-time AI-assisted interactive information. Look at that. Fox News is down 24%, CNN's down 24%, New York Times down 22%, Washington Post is down 45%. Now, this is already on top of their declining numbers. So they've already been taking a nosedive. So there you go.
What? Now, out the park for fucking. Whoops, sorry, I'm not supposed to be swearing. Out the park for 6 guys that went.
Well, this is exactly why they want to stop people from being able to post on Twitter, etc., because we get more, like, we've got more followings, like we get one of our shows goes out to more than a major metropolitan news station. So, like, I can see why the lapdog media is basically lobbying to shut down this misinformation. Well, like, if they should have done their job, if they're that scared of misinformation, they should have done it a couple of years ago when the government was spreading misinformation.
They still are. They haven't stopped. Like, it's just insanity. But anyway, we know what we're up against. We know what they're going to do. All right, and we're smacking them. We're smacking them, guys. Them statistics there show you.
Right? Yeah, we're not. Yeah. Exactly right. And look, I just wanted to bring this in too to give you an idea of where we're headed. This is so sad, but it's just, I had to share it with you. So this lady is basically dying, and she says, well, folks, the doctors have told me I'm on my way out, meaning I'm dying. And you know what? I'm so damn happy that I finally get Justin Trudeau out of my life. Like, this is the kind of torture that these governments are doing. The governments are at war with the people. Okay, it's not about Islam and Jews, and it's not about Christians, etc., etc., etc. That's what they want to foment. Okay, but it is a government who is at war with us making a living, with us being free. It's a vertical integration. We've talked about this before. Everything they're bringing in has already been done in China under the CCP. It's a vertical integration, so that when a company takes over another company, what they do is they make it so that it's nice and smooth. The transition is smooth. So they're getting us ready. They're acclimatizing us all by all of these means.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And we got a guy getting out of prison, right, that raped, I think it was a Balding girl or whatever, right? And he's getting NDIS help, guys, right? But we've got a young girl in Tasmania.
No, she's just been accepted.
Oh, she's now been accepted. Yeah, that they wouldn't give her NDIS treatment. She's got cerebral palsy. And they're letting some prick out of jail that raped this chick 15, 20 years ago, getting out, and he's going to get NDI funding. But the poor girl down there can't. Guys, we got to turn this around. But anyway, we all know what's going on here. We're in the fight.
Are you closing up there, Dave? Because I've got our outro.
Yeah, I got to go on this. All right, anyway, get over the space, guys. Let's have a bit of a chat. I'll get Colonel Towner. I was talking to her today, actually. We'll get her on a show or a space, probably a space. But anyway, we all got to get educated, guys, on what these guys have done to us, all right? Stay focused on what you're doing in your community. Stay focused on getting the strike motion out there. Stay focused on getting people to our website, guys. Okay, this is what we want you to do. But also, yeah, let's get on the chats and let's have a bit of a chat about, what's going on out there and, how we can just help each other through it, guys, because I'm telling you, it is going to get bumpy, all right? All right, we don't get it wrong here, I can tell you. We don't, right? Because it's not Guru, it's not Cazz, it's the big fella, mate. All right, that's who I listen to, all right? But we're on the money, guys, all right, right over the target, all right? And I'm telling you, beware, all right? It's going to be a bumpy road, okay? But there's, US is just red hot, mate. You're going to see stuff coming out because it's all coming to a head. We got, old mate over there, Clarence Thomas, he's come back in. He's throwing lefts and rights. You know what I mean? He's been sitting silent. Trump, they're trying to whack him. It's just all on. So, but remember, a lot of this is distraction, guys. All right. We know stuff's going on over in Gaza, in the strip and that. Okay. But then, we've got Dubai getting flooded out. We've got these other cameras. We are seeing the real shots of these cameras, I do believe, but we're not seeing them in the war-torn areas. There'll be a reason for that, I would imagine. Number one is they probably wouldn't let film or camera get a signal out of there in that particular area. And number two would be trying to get the cameras in there to actually get those shots. So again, guys, it's all about discernment. Okay. We can give you all the information that we can, but you need to discern it. Okay. So thanks for being here for a wacky Wednesday. See you on the space in about 15 minutes. And we can have a chat out there, guys. All right. Thanks. Thanks everyone. Bye. Share it out again now, guys, before you get off. Well, thank you.
We got Glenda the squirrel taking us out.
This is Glenda. She's a squirrel, obviously. And I'm her hostage, the lady with no pants. A lot of people have been asking, have you let Glenda inside? The answer to that is that she lets herself inside when I've left the patio door open on accident. Here I just went to put oat milk in my coffee and came back to this. It would have scared the pants off of me if I was wearing any. I tried to avoid this, but she has no boundaries. I've offered her books on attachment issues, but she's not a big reader. I don't think Glenda wants to be my roommate. I believe that if I let her live here, I'll come home to change locks and an eviction notice scribbled by her tiny little hands. Honestly, it's just a matter of time until she takes over this page and I'll be the one hanging off the screen door.